Metarats is a NFT project that was minted on the Secret Network, which is not a very well-known blockchain, but it's very interesting. It has some capabilities that other blockchains don't have. Uh, and then Metarats, there was a spin-off collection, separate collection, but same team that minted on the Stargaze blockchain, which was brand new at the time. It was a Genesis project. I've got my rat on my shirt. I've got my rat on the wall behind me. I have two. So full disclosure, I'm holding NFTs from this project. It's probably one of the first times I've done an interview with someone that um, I already minted their NFT, and I've got Runaway here. He's known to the Metarats community as the or one of the creators. Why don't you introduce yourself? Introduce the original purpose of the project.
Yep, yep. Uh, so yeah, many of you are familiar with me. I'm Runaway Investor. I am the co-founder of Metarats. We started this project, I believe, in October, or we start. A buddy of mine, Marty McRatt, the other co-founder. We started talking about this project sometime last year. We got together with an artist, also one of our buddies, and we started working on this project in October. And the mint occurred on January 29th. And we launched 3,333 Metarats, and as everybody's familiar, we sold out all those Metarats. And that's essentially the scope of the first mint we had for Metarats.
And that mint was roughly like 250 US dollars, something like that. Secret was maybe.
Yeah, at the time, I believe it. So it was 50 Secret, and if I remember correctly, Secret was $5.44.
Something like
So
that.
two
Yeah.
270, yeah, 270 US.
So not a cheap mint, not a very well-known blockchain unless you've
Mhm.
been around um, Cosmos ecosystem for a while. But this sold out rather quickly. Did you have a specific strategy that you think kind of set you apart? And then these are a lot of NFTs on a little-known blockchain, and it seemed like it was easy to sell them out.
Yeah, so I mean, essentially, Metarats was an NFT project that essentially united the Cosmos and set the trend of projects paying homage to the Cosmos ecosystem. The marketing play, essentially was being that we tried to capture the user base of the whole ecosystem and bringing them over to the secret network. So if we look at the whole entire Cosmos ecosystem, our marketing strategy was not just to get focused on secret network because at that time there's so many people invested in Cosmos. The idea is to create this Cosmos NFT instead of just bringing over this, secret NFT. And essentially, that's what we did best. Um, so, that was like the marketing strategy behind Metarats.
I have a question. So you guys are running really like a business, not like an artist who's trying to, sell art. This is more like a business enterprise, from at least my opinion. How many people are on your team?
Okay, so when it comes down to the Metarats team, that's a good question. There's more people involved in the process than a lot of people might think. There's myself. I'm in charge of marketing and community outreach. Marty McRath, sorry, he's the co-founder, also in charge of marketing and project management. We have Megan, who's our lovely moderator for our Discord and handles some communication. We have Kevin, who's our developer. He's in charge of all the backend stuff. We have Ons as our talented illustrator, and we also have a web developer.
Got it. So again, this is like a business enterprise, right? Everybody's got
Mhm.
their role, and it comes together pretty nicely. I think. You had a second mint on the Stargaze blockchain. Again, not many people knew about Stargaze unless they were already in the Cosmos ecosystem. These are blockchains that are interoperable with Cosmos, by the way. Um, 1111 Genesis rats. Did you use a similar strategy, or is there something else you did for this one?
Yep. So that's a good question. So when it comes down for Genesis routes, essentially we can like attribute a lot of their success not only to Metarat's name, but when we talk about the entire Stargaze platform and their whole Genesis mint, Stargaze really built something strong at that time, and the opportunity for Genesis routes to get onto the Stargaze Genesis mint, that was already a big selling factor for the project.
Right. I mean, Stargaze, they airdrop their token. Um,
Yep.
they set up a pretty big event, 15 creators minting at the same time to launch the platform, and people had to mint to get their airdrop, which was great because a lot of that went right to the creators. So you know, if you were, even if you weren't a well-known creator, you had a chance to sell out your project as people were looking for information, realizing, oh, I have to mint something to get my airdrop. Uh,
Mhm.
so now we've got two different collections now, right? They're separate. We got the Genesis rats on Stargaze. I want to talk more about the original collection, the 3,333 Metarats, like the one you see behind me, that were minted on Secret. Um, I'm a holder. What is the what are the benefits of holding one of these NFTs?
Okay, so when it comes down to holding Metarat essentially we came up with this idea of creating this launchpad. And the whole idea behind this launchpad is, we were going to bring on other projects into this space, and it was essentially this Kickstarter program. And by using our team resources, as we talked about, we have a big team, and everybody's very skilled in one thing. And myself, I got the marketing set up. Marty McRae, he's got a lot of project management. We have Kevin as our developer. We utilize Ons as our artist to help other creators audit their artwork. So essentially, this launchpad idea, we set up a fund where we take a portion of the sales and put it back into this community wallet using our team resources. And essentially, we accept applications from different projects that are looking to get involved into this secret space. Like I said, we provide support within technical scope of the project, like contracts, website marketing, therefore. And we also had, mythological agents, if a lot of people are, familiar with that. So
Actually,
mythological agents,
I
yep.
sorry to interrupt. I spoke with them and they said that people don't realize how much work the Metarats team puts into bringing these projects, forward to the mint, right? So
Mhm,
that was one creator that I got to talk to, Dave, and
yep.
they're one of the newer projects, right? They just started minting, I think, last week. And can you talk about what you specifically did for them, just to give an example?
Yeah, so when it comes down to mythological agents, we worked with Dave in order to build, his whole smart contract. We built their website for him. We did an audit. We helped them with their rarities, and we also helped out with some of the marketing. Mythological agents was, honestly, like when it comes down to mythological agents, a lot of people really, I feel like, didn't see mythological agents as the same vision that Dave had and his artist John, because it's actually a great project with a great team with a lot of heart and work ethic behind their mints, and it's inspired by real art. John's actually an artist. He designs these sculptures in person, and a lot of the work is inspired from him. So, when mythological agents, when they came to us and they applied for the Kickstarter program, the first thing we noticed is we're working with real artists. These are people who have like ambition for what they do. So, um, that's what comes down to mythological agents, and that's essentially what we did for them as well.
Got it. So Kickstarter program, just to simplify it, um, creators who maybe have a great idea and they don't have the team to bring it forward to the mint, they'll
Hmm.
apply directly on the website, I believe, right? You have a link on the
Yep.
Metarats website. They'll apply, and then you guys will see if you could help them or not, right?
Yep.
If you could help them, like you said, you work with the smart contract stuff, the marketing, the website, all of that. And then when the projects finally launch, a percentage of that goes to you guys, and then a percentage goes to the Metarats community in a community wallet. Did I
Yep.
get everything there?
Yep. Yep. Exactly. That's
Got it.
everything. Yep.
So
That's
this
how
to
the
me is
Kickstarter.
like a consulting. You're basically a consulting company for NFTs right now, and obviously it makes sense. You guys sold out two mints, like I said, on relatively little known blockchains.
Hmm.
I think it's impressive. I have a more business kind of mentality for the NFT space. I think it's going to have to progress beyond you know, the weird, PFPs, because everyone loves PFPs, but you only can use one, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but you can have a collection of NFTs that each have a different utility, and the utility of holding this Metarats NFT is now you are responsible for controlling this community wallet. Is that right?
yeah. Yep, that's true.
All right. I want to ask about the community wallet. Before we started recording, you said it's like somewhere north of 50,000 US dollars, and you have that in UST. The link for that wallet, or sorry, the address for that wallet will be in the description. Anybody can look at it. Um, right now, who manages the funds for the community wallet?
Okay, so yeah, so firstly, the wallet has $55,800. As of now, the funds are held by the team. So they're held on a private, a nano ledger essentially right now, and several team members have access to those funds. However, uh, you know, we look forward to possibly using multi-signature, um, and that's something that the community has also advised that we do. But as of now, the wallet, the keys are held by community, not community members, sorry, co-founders of the project. But co-founders don't actually have a say where the money goes. It's a community wallet. We don't actually, we can't just wake up one day and we're like, okay, we're just gonna, spend the money here. No, that's not how it works. The whole point of the community wallet is, there has to be a voting process, and anybody is able to put forward a request, and that's what we're working on moving forward. Essentially setting up a way on where people are able to put forward requests, and then those requests would have to go through the cigar lounge, and then it would go through a voting system.
Can you
And
can you quickly
yeah,
explain the cigar lounge?
yeah. So the cigar lounge is essentially private access. If you hold a Metarats NFT, you're able to gain exclusive access into this lounge. The purpose of this lounge moving forward is, if you hold a Metarat, you're going to be able to vote on proposals where that money is going forward. Essentially we have, I don't know how many projects in the Cosmos NFT space that have $58,000 on one NFT project, and that money has to go somewhere. We can spend that money on so many things, right? So I know we had a proposal to possibly put a mural up in Miami on Wynwood. I don't know if people are familiar with Wynwood. That'd be an interesting place, perhaps put a Metarat.
I remember
Uh,
we were chatting about that one night on Telegram, and there were only a couple people chatting, but we were throwing around the idea of a
yeah,
mural for the Bitcoin conference, which I guess is too late for that, but but that can be definitely kind of bookmarked for a future conference, right?
yeah, yeah. It's essentially like there's so many possibilities where this money could go. I think moving forward, possibly just the first request, maybe like we put some of this money in Anchor Protocol, earn some yield on it. Why have the USD sitting on a wallet when we can make benefit of it? We can do so many things with it, and that's the amazing part because people don't truthfully realize that there's 58,000. I know like 58,000 does not seem like a lot of money to a lot of people, especially like on how many Metarats there are. But at the end of the day, this money is determined. The community determines where the money goes, and then we can do so many things with it, especially how we have our Kickstarter program. The fund's only going to continue to grow from here.
Right. Well, you guys have only been around for 2 months. There's 50 some odd thousand in the wallet
Yeah,
right now, right? So
yeah,
let's just say there's no growth, but it continues at the same rate. That's $25,000 a month going into the community wallet. If you're a holder of a Metarat, or if you're thinking about buying one, at least now you know what the purpose is. Do you know offhand how many different holders of Metarats there are? I know there's over 3,000, but I suspect that there's not that many holders
yeah.
relative to the supply.
That that's a good question. So we can't. So when it comes down to really determining how many holders, we can't really gauge how many separate holders there are in any collection. It gives a closer total unique members. I'd probably think anywhere from like 700 to 1,000 people, or I'd probably say 1,000. Like given a good amount, I'd probably say 1/3 of the whole supply is unique
All right.
holders.
Well, yeah. I mean, that to me, I think a successful project will have a distribution, right? Oh, kind of a wide distribution. And I
Yeah,
think as more information gets out there and people see, like, oh, well, these things minted for 50 secret tokens
Hmm.
when there was no community wallet. Now they're on there for less than 50 secret tokens. I could essentially buy into this project at a discount with a lot more information at my disposal, and now I know there are funds that can be deployed for, like you said, I understand that the community is not in possession of the wallet, but we're in possession of the decision making. How do you would you suggest that people organize themselves and put forth proposals in Discord? Because there might be some holders out there that still haven't, gotten their verification for the cigar club in Discord. Do you think that's the best place to organize?
Uh, so are you talking about putting forward proposals for where the yeah? So essentially, what we're going to be doing moving forward, we should have this done shortly. I feel like definitely in April. Uh, we'll have this done shortly. We're going to essentially create a system where people are able to send in requests. However, people are able to communicate with each other and come up with ideas where they want, some of those funds going. And that's the way it works. People are able to put forward proposals moving forward, and the community will determine where that money will be spent.
Got it. Okay. I put forth a proposal just for discussion purposes a couple of weeks
Mm-hmm.
ago. I'll put a link for that in the description. I'm sure there have been others since then. But just to see, I put like I think 8 different options to spend that money, or at least a place to park it where it could take advantage of some of the there's really high APRs in this ecosystem. And
Mm-hmm.
like you said,
Yeah.
at least put it in a stable coin um, protocol where you're getting roughly 20%, which is not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Going forward, before I hit record, you were talking about having more regular updates and information available to the community. You
Mm-hmm.
like using Medium, or will there be other places for people to keep up with the project?
So I think moving forward, what myself and the rest of the team have proposed on doing uh, is potentially doing weekly updates on every Sunday, starting next Sunday. So I mean, I feel like it's hard, or sometimes not a lot of stuff gets done in such a short period of time. So just bringing forward and a lot of information would just essentially be these fairy tales that we're just telling or spreading or whatever. So I feel like once a week makes sense. It doesn't make sense that we just do updates every day. As much as
Oh, of
people like
course.
it, yeah, what could we possibly talk about every day? But primarily the main focus moving forward is acquiring new Kickstarter projects, and those Kickstarter projects we plan on growing the fund. And by providing updates every week, that's going to be something really exciting people could look forward to. And we haven't mentioned this actually, but we are actually in talks of finalizing a new Kickstarter program, and we took the time to really select, one we think is going to do really well.
I was
And
going to ask about that. If you have any other projects on the radar
yeah,
to help them mint. Can you
hmm
say who it is now, or are you going to wait?
is are we on are we recording?
Oh, if you don't want to say it, then it'll force people to read the Medium articles when you do release it.
So I think I don't want to say it on air because we're just in the process of finalizing it. I
Oh,
hate to give people
fair enough.
false information and false hope and just pump the supplier or not the supply, pump the floor price, just saying nonsense or whatever. But it is a highly anticipated project, and I would probably say that it is like it is for sure the top project releasing on Secret Network right now. Like I don't think there's you know
So you could
I'm
say that. It's a secret network project.
I could say it as a Secret
Okay,
Network project. Yeah.
because I was going to ask you, can you at least say the blockchain?
Yeah,
So,
so it will be
secret.
releasing on Secret Network, and to make things a little easier, it's probably I feel like the most anticipated project to be releasing at the moment. I just don't want to say it in case anything turns around, but it's not hard to guess.
All right, maybe it's someone that I interviewed already. Now that I think about it, so we'll uh, we'll see. Anything else you want to get out there to the community, the Metarats community? I hate to say it, is the most impatient community I've ever been involved in. So for you giving weekly updates, I feel like that's a lot. I feel like 2 or 3 a month would be plenty, but anything you want to get out there to the community just to kind of feed them their info.
Uh, like I feel like what we just talked about on new projects coming forward on the Kickstarter, that's extremely bullish.
It is.
Um,
Yep, you're
yeah,
right.
it's extremely bullish. As an investor, I've been in equity markets for so long. You know, I feel like just providing what Metarats is doing is, it's a lot different than what other projects are doing. We're not, a profile picture. There's more to that. We're building something more, and I feel like a lot of people might have trouble understanding. But Metarats is essentially, as you said it best, it's like a consulting firm, right? We bring forward these new projects. I mean, I don't want to say consulting firm for maybe legal purposes, but essentially, we're
I said consulting business, I think, but not.
yeah, we're essentially we're just a group of folks with skills, and everybody just happens to have certain skills, and everybody just happens to work together from the team, to put forward these projects and
Everyone
to,
happens to be in the same Discord holding the same NFTs.
yeah, I know, like it's everything's a coincidence coming together, as a good buddy of mine says, the stars are aligning, and that's what's going on with Metarats.
Good.
uh so as I said, the Kickstarter program extremely bullish, new projects moving forward. I feel like the cheese vault's only going to increase. We're going to set up a proposal system where funds are going to go. People are able to, put forward those proposals, a voting system, uh, and then what else do we have? If I think on the top of my head, I feel like a lot of people want to also know this. You know, like the number of rats. How does it give any added benefit? I feel like that's also something that a lot of people might want to know. So we're thinking of like perhaps implementing a mechanism to like adjust the weight to votes based on the number of of rats you own. As of now, the cigar club governance just you just have essentially if you own a metarat, your rat is equal to somebody who's a whale if they're keeping their if they don't have separate wallets and they're keeping their metarat just on one wallet, then everybody has equal voting, right? So but I feel like if your rats are spread out on multiple wallets, then yeah, your voting power is more because essentially you have access to the cigar club.
I think there's probably nothing that anyone can do about that.
Yeah,
Good for them if they want to manage that many wallets. If it's that
yeah.
important for them, I guess.
I I mean,
I
yeah,
don't see the benefit.
you can for example like Juno got gamed what $100 million, so it's
Well,
it's
if
unfortunate. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, as far as the voting goes, I don't know if this is even possible on Secret Network because of the privacy nature of
Yeah.
the metadata. But um, if they're being listed on Stash,
Hmm.
would they be able to count in the weight of a vote? If I have 10 and I'm listing 7 of them, am I voting with 10 rats or not? I think that's the only issue with letting people vote with as many rats as they have.
See,
Um,
I feel like Secret Network makes things a lot harder with their privacy features.
yeah,
Um, I truthfully, I don't know the answer to that question. That's something for our developer. And as I said, we're just a group of people who happen to know or happen to have skills in certain categories. So that's not my area of expertise.
one more question. One more question.
Yeah.
Will there be will there be another rat mint on another blockchain?
Yeah, that sounds like something that a lot of people probably would be devastated to hear about. Definitely will. Yeah, Metarats. We will not be releasing any more Metarats. Metarats. I mean, I'm not even gonna say any more Metarats because the idea is Genesis Rats was basically a standalone collection that paid homage to the OG Secret Metarats. The backstory is that Genesis Rats are ancestors of Metarats. So you know there won't be any Metarats on any other blockchains. That's moving forward. What we're doing is we're growing the fund through other projects that come into the space, and we're finding talent and we're bringing that talent forward into the secret space or and a Cosmos NFT space.
I appreciate it. I'm sure the community, which is just like fiending for information, hopefully they watch it this far into the video.
Hmm.
There's a lot to look forward to, and there's a lot of time, right? There's a lot of time. It could do one one launch a month builds the wallet tremendously as we've seen, and the community just needs to organize. It sounds like.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on the stream. I feel like we talked about a lot of good things here. We got a lot of good points down. I feel like the community is gonna be really happy to hear a lot of this stuff.